Well, hello there, YouTube. Cincy Aquatics again, bringing you another video. This one I want to talk a little bit about getting into the hobby, expenses, things like that, why some of my tanks look like the way they do, why I have some outdated systems and all of that, just to give you an idea of what to expect when you first come into the hobby, like I did about a year ago. Today I also have my buddy Declan. He is one of my cats. He's kind of the jerk of the two. Don't let his sweet looks fool you. But anyway, so as you can see, I have a lot of tanks here. I have a total of 18 tanks, 15 set up for fish, 2 in storage that aren't really in use, 2 10 gallons, and then 1 that's housing my beetles. This is my fish rack. Let me turn on the light. So this is all of the stuff that I've accumulated when I gather fish related items. This looks like a lot of money invested in here, but honestly it really isn't. I got a lot of this stuff for free or for really dirt cheap. The most expensive things that I have bought for my hobby are this rack and that rack. Of all these tanks that you currently see that I own, I only paid for that 20 brand new, 2 of the 10 gallons brand new, and the 5.5 that house my babies, my albino flameback growouts. All the other tanks I got for free or pretty close. How? Just people who don't want them anymore. People who were tired of them, wanted to get them off their hands, and I was more than willing to go help them with their cause. So the most expensive thing for me so far has been filtration and heaters. All of my tanks are on heaters. Some heaters work better than others. So that's what I have been working with, is heater expenses. Now, I run an outdated system, or not a very good system, I should say, over the back filters. All of my tanks have over the back filters. So, one thing that I plan on doing 2017 is actually phasing them out and putting an air pump over on this rack. And when I build my other rack on the other side of the room, put a separate air pump on that rack. And just a little update for what I've done this week. Let me move the food. Is I put more rocks in for the L33 Plecos. Give them more hiding room, more places to explore. That is what my 2 big fish in here have done to the plants. That is the Gold Severum. That's Ruby, kind of the mascot I want for the channel, as he shows his gorgeous colors. He's kind of a show-off. Let me turn off this light. As you can see, he's a real bright fish. He's got a lot of personality. He's got a lot of beautiful colors. So that's going to try and be my mascot, quit being a jerk. He's jealous. There's one of my L33s. You can get a better look right there. I also added some plants to the Zebra obliquity tank, just to make it less empty for them. But I also don't do a lot of plants. It's one thing I'm looking to change here in 2017, is actually switching over to some live plants. The problem is I have a lot of fish that eat plants or will just tear plants up. These guys are notorious for tearing their tank up. I put a rock in there for them to breed. As you can see, their substrate never stays the same. I actually took most of it out and put it in this bucket a while ago. Now some of you are wondering, why do I have blue gravel, or why do I have multicolored gravel? Again, if it's free, it's for me. I've inherited that stuff. One thing I plan on doing is actually getting rid of my colored gravel altogether and actually switching to a sand or another type of more natural looking substrate. Just looks better, and just don't want blue tanks, really. So that is just my system, more in depth on what I do and how I do it. Some plans are, like I said, to get rid of the blue and little kid substrate up here. Add sponge filters to all my tanks. Get rid of all my over-the-back filters. And the big plan, which I have in another video that I'm going to add to this one, which is adding a whole another fish tank rack. And I'll talk a little bit more in depth about that once I show you, once the video cuts away and you see where I want to put it and how long I want the rack to be. So here is the current situation of what I want to do with the rack. I want to put a 10-foot long rack here that won't cover up this and the pipe that's sticking out of the wall over there. I want a 10-foot long rack because I want to put a 125 gallon here, 2 40s, a 15 long, the 2 10 gallons that I just showed you, and a 75, more than likely 75, potentially a 55 gallon tank as well, and a little 5.5 gallon up on top. But I want to expand the tank, and I also want to add at least one large tank, by large being over 100 gallons. And the goal is for at least one shrimp tank. It's probably going to be the 15 long. That's going to be a combo Planet shrimp tank. I have been watching a lot of shrimp videos, doing a lot of shrimp research, and I would love to get a shrimp tank. Not sure what kind yet. Maybe some yellow neos, maybe some crystal reds. We'll see. But that is the plan, and get some shrimp supplies and try my hand at one shrimp tank to start with and see how things go from there. And then with the other tanks, just adding a bunch of other different fish and plants and things like that. As far as specific fish for tanks, there's none that I'm really looking for per se. Just want some cool fish that I can breed and sell and trade and then move on to the next, just to have more room for them. And here is just a close-up of my beetle farm. I need to clean it out a little bit. You can see some of the adults moving around. I do try and feed some fish the beetles. They don't really take to them very well. You can see the mealworms. That's actually mostly molts. So that is the beetle farm. So yeah, that's just an update with that. So everything's doing well in there. Alrighty.